Okay, now we're looking for the mean and median of a continuous random variable. So as I said before, the mean is actually just equal to the lower and upper bounds of x times f of x, and then variance is the same, except instead of having x there, we have x take nu for mean squared times the function of x, the probability density function. And what you'll notice is this should look fairly familiar. This is for a cumulative density function, sorry, not a cumulative, continuous density function, sorry, continuous random variables. This is what I was talking about before when I said, oh, this is how we calculate the mean. This formula is once again stated here. We're now reinforcing it on this slide. However, you don't know the median and you don't know the percentile. So one thing I will get you to memorize, one thing I will get you to write down are these two formulas here. So a median is another measure of central tendency being what actually is the middle. If we're trying to find the middle, we can actually go, okay, we can go mean, which is like the average, but median is actually just like if we arrange all the numbers in order, it's n divided by 2 minus 1. And so we can actually solve for the median. Often you are asked to by integrating, because we're talking about continuous random variables using probability density functions, we can integrate between the lower bound, negative infinity, and m. M is what we define as the median. And how this works is we let the other side of the equation equal half, because we know that the probability that that x value is going to be less than m is going to be half. You can also go from m to infinity, or the upper bound equals half. So you do have to memorize this. If you see median, what you're going to do is you're going to say let median equal m. Then you're going to write down this formula. You're going to sub in the probability density function, and then you're going to solve for f of x. Now you can use nsolve to solve these questions. Here's something I will note. You can actually use them. You can use nsolve here. One thing you can't use, or you can also work it out manually using tech3, and you may have to do that in the exam, I will note. Now this one, percentile is less high yield in terms of memorization. I'd write it down anyway, but it basically tells us the percentile of the population. So write down this formula, Q percentile, but and then we just sub in Q when it's given. Example, the best way to learn this one would probably be example, to be honest. Example, the 75th percentile is the value of P found by letting Q 75% equal 0.75. So if we sub in Q equals 0.75 here, we can solve for B, which tells us the percentile. Not asked to super a lot. We'll see IQR in a moment, which is high yield, but you definitely need to know the median of practice questions for that as well. Okay, so we're now going to go over another example. So, for example, we've got a probability density function. This probability density function follows the rule half x on between 0 and 2, and we're trying to show that this is a probability density function in question 1, and then it's 0 elsewhere. So, firstly, find the mean. Well, first we have to check the statement is true, so remembering our two rules. First of all, it's never less than 0, and also, so make sure you write that, and also integral between the upper and lower bounds, 0 and 2, where it's actually relevant, it's not 0. If we integrate that in terms of x between 0 and 2, that equals 1. Therefore, it is a probability density function. Question 2 asks us to find the mean. Now, the mean, what we have to do is according to the formula book, so don't worry about it, just go straight to the formula book. What you'll do is you'll find that we have to multiply it by x and integrate it between 0 and 2. So that, yep, here's the formula here. So between a and b, x times f of x dx 0 to x times half dx equals 4/3. Perfect. Question 3, we now have to use the median. So let m equal the median would be the first line of working. Now we just put in, you'll get a mark for this for just stating that between negative infinity and m, the probability of that is going to be half. Now what we do is we solve for m, so you would have to have more expanded working. I've just used tech-free working here, which would be if we were to plug this into nsolve, we would find that m equals square root 2. Whereas if you worked it out manually, you'd have to, work out the functions and manually integrate it, which is fine. You do have the ability to do that. Measures